Wells notices got shot out across the industry
In 2022 or just
no,
even
in
more
the
recent?
last week. We have
Really?
it has not come to light yet. It's been going through the lawyer circles. Wells notices have been distributed everywhere.
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. What happens? I take 2 days off and Bitcoin price dumps. We actually got all the way down to about $21,800. Now, I do apologize for not being able to make some updates. I was incredibly busy with, it was just impossible for me to get this out, but now we got to talk about this because the big question that a lot of people are asking is, does this recent price drop officially change the structure for Bitcoin? Should we be worried? There are still people calling for lower Bitcoin lows, even still down in the $10,000 range. So what I want to discuss is the fact that we've seen right here stocks breaking out as we had predicted from this falling wedge pattern. And remember, we said that this area right here was extremely critical, and falling wedge patterns do tend to break to the upside. But as you can see, stocks had a major rally and Bitcoin fell. So what actually caused this dump? Now, a lot of people may already think they know the answer to this, but there are some other rumors that are circulating that once again could prove that there is a coordinated attack on Bitcoin. And some of it does involve, hint, hint, the SEC, but also newspapers deciding that they're going to just publish things that happened years ago to stir up the FUD again. So we're going to talk about all that, guys. And if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. More importantly, we are going to discuss what's going on with the Bitcoin price. I am going to flip it today, though. I'm going to start the video off with what's going on right now in the markets, and I'm going to end the video on the TA. So if you do want to see what I'm looking at in the charts, skip to the end of the video. But for now, guys, let's dive in and let's have a look, because like TED Talks Macro had said, he highlighted that Friday was going to potentially be a green day. And we also, as I said, we knew that we had this falling wedge pattern, and we talked about the fact that this is a bullish pattern, right? It came off of an uptrend, you put in a falling wedge, and it bounced as we had anticipated. But he says right here that most global equity indices have now printed higher lows. If it weren't for the Silvergate fears, Bitcoin would be primed to breach the highs above 25K next week. So what is all this that's going on with Silvergate? Now, I'm sure you've heard some things over the past few days that have been happening. There is a lot more to it, though. You could see that they actually warned this week about their ability to remain in business. They discontinued their SEN or SEN platform that institutions have used to move money to crypto and exchanges. Now, these guys were massive. They are massive, right? Being used by some of the largest names in the space: Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken. So this is a 24/7 instant settlement service. And basically, this is no longer available. The bank counted a number of major crypto firms as its clients. I named a few already. Silvergate has had a rough week after disclosing on Wednesday that it would delay the filing of its annual report. In the same notice, the bank admitted it was facing investigations from bank regulators and the U.S. Department of Justice, and said its ability to be going concern over the next year may be in doubt. Now, this is pretty crazy. Andrew, who tends to get a lot of insider information, AP, Abacus, if you want to check them out, he said that an inside source says that Silvergate says that deposits have plummeted to plus or minus around 200 million. And the only reason that it remains at that level is because they put a daily cap on withdrawal. So there's definitely some fear going on right now. And not to mention, this shutdown came after the rating agency Moody's downgraded Silvergate's deposit rating. They also have been recently in trouble for selling securities, or excuse me, they have recently been selling securities at steep losses to raise cash after several key partners, including U.S. exchange Coinbase and crypto financial services firm Galaxy Digital, severed ties with the firm. So not like securities in the sense of cryptos. But as you guys could see, wow, this is bad. I mean, just from this daily candle alone, okay, that is down over 60%. And from top to bottom, which is absolutely absurd, it was down almost 98. It's down 97.6%. I mean, this chart looks worse than some of the worst shit coins I've seen, right? This looks like it could have been a rug pull, right? Pretty freaking bad. On top of that, And I'm still only talking about just the Silvergate situation. We have more to talk about. Crypto-friendly bank Silvergate has been forced to return $9.85 million to BlockFi as part of the crypto lender's ongoing bankruptcy process. The court order is part of BlockFi's ongoing proceedings, which become the first company to file for bankruptcy in the aftermath of the collapse of FTX. So a lot of people are still freaking out, right? We have the digital currency group, right? They're going through their problems. We have Silvergate and all of their ties. So we're still seeing these effects of FTX lingering through. And a lot of people are scared now that maybe this wasn't the bottom. We had seen some whales taking profits, and we had seen some institutional outflows for 3 straight consecutive weeks. Obviously, there is some fear. And, you might be like, oh, well, they're just taking money out. It was smart. Okay, sure, it was smart to sell at the obvious resistance, but I do think that there's something bigger at play here. And what's crazy is you could see that they say the crypto lender has more than 100,000 creditors and owes between $1 billion and $10 billion to those creditors. So, like John was mentioning over on Twitter, he says Washington is going to use this Silvergate situation as a textbook case to deny crypto-related firms direct access to the banking system. Crypto will inevitably converge with banking, but it will look very different than its current state. Now, Ryan Selkis says there are tens of thousands of Americans working full-time in crypto who have willed a $1 trillion industry into existence in the past decade with zero government or institutional support. Anyone celebrating Choke Point 2.0 does not believe in the Constitution. And he does make a point. We have gotten this far without it. But, Silvergate is likely going bankrupt, like Hal Press points out. However, this bankruptcy is not due to crypto. It's due to bad banking practices. There are also multiple other options for crypto firms, and most have already moved to Signature. The media and regulators will try to pin this as another crypto issue. We have to push back when they do. So this is, again, you notice that it's obviously going to be touted as the crypto bank, right? So it's down 97%. The crypto bank, right? That's how they're going to push it to get that narrative out once again, because we need the SEC to save us from ourselves. What's interesting is that they say there's a rumor that Citadel could step up. They do own about 5.5%. Maybe they'll bail them out. Who knows? As I said, that is just a rumor circulating. But going beyond just this, and this is like that breaking news that's sort of going on in the background. So over on the Bankless podcast, they were discussing that apparently a lot of these DeFi companies, protocols, founders have been hit with SEC Wells notices. So check this clip out.
Mine is just because of the connections I have in this space, and like I was mentioning at the Bankless meetup yesterday, I have wind that many Wells notices have been issued to many of the DeFi apps, orgs that we all know and love. Wells notices got shot out across the industry
in 2022, or just
no,
even
in
more
the
recent?
last week. We
Really?
have it has not come to light yet because no specific team wants to oh yeah, we got a Wells notice.
Yeah.
But it's been going through the lawyer circles that Wells notices have been distributed everywhere. I haven't gotten the specific details, and it's hard to corroborate these things. I think Lido got one. But I think Lido's not.
These are still rumors. We should specify.
These are still rumors.
So once again, coordinated FUD? Or is the SEC just finding really cheap and easy excuses to get some free money? Because remember, they're not actually funded by taxes. A lot of their money, most of their money, comes from penalties, fines, things like that, right? So they're going to be going all over all these guys, and they've been very serious about these whole unregistered securities. Another one that's happening right now from the SEC, they say an official from the SEC said the agency staff believe that Binance US is operating as an unregistered security exchange in the US, and that the staff believe that the sale of Voyager digital tokens, VGX, violated security laws. Now, they said that the views don't necessarily reflect the views of the 5 commissioners, but, at this point, again, just circulating and creating more fear in the space. I'll get to more on that in a minute, by the way, if you guys don't believe me. But you can see right here, like QCP Capital says, no. This is all non-related to the fact that Bitcoin's falling. We believe this month's FOMC, which is happening on March 22nd, will set the stage for the rest of the year, as market participants will be able to see where the Fed sees the terminal rate in 2023 and if the Fed sees cuts in 2024. But oddly enough, we did see stocks pumping and breaking out of a falling wedge pattern, which we had expected it to do, and it did. And this is knowing that the Fed could raise to 50 basis points, whereas they previously only said 25. So Mike McGlone, he's over at Bloomberg, very crypto, very bullish on Bitcoin long term. He says the same thing. The Fed's interest rate hike is the primary catalyst for the market downturn. He addressed the Fed's insistence on raising rates despite the strategy's potential to cause a recession in the economy. According to him, crypto assets and the equities have not seen their lows yet. His analysis suggests that the 2020 lows recorded by Bitcoin and other crypto assets might not be their bottoms. More danger might be looming with the Fed's additional tightening in March. In the report, McGlone further noted that the markets seem to be underestimating the lagging effect of this monetary policy, which should be a good reason to be defensive. Now, here is the really strange part, though, okay? So, there's still people that are saying it's all Fed, it's been the Fed, the Fed is dictating everything, don't fight the Fed, right? That's the whole reason for all of this, right? But why are they still digging through 2018 news stories? A report by the Wall Street Journal reveals the alleged illicit acts of Bitfinex and Tether in 2018. This is some of the oldest news in crypto. The whole Bitfinex, Tether, all that stuff. They had an issue where, New York banned Tether from operating in the state. The Office of the Attorney General investigated the firm and gave out for giving out loans to investors and offering unregistered securities. This is nothing new. I remember reporting this when it happened on the channel. I remember. And yet they're bringing this up again. You guys running out of things to report? Running out of reasons to crash the price lower? Why are we still talking about Tether? So I just find this very interesting. That being said, let's dive in and have a look. How bad is this for Bitcoin? How bad is the structure? Actually, guys, no structure has actually been affected at all. There is something, though, that I don't like about what I'm seeing, but if you actually see this, we are still in this parallel channel. We are still putting in higher highs. We have still put in higher lows. In order for us to break this trend, Bitcoin would essentially have to fall below this area where we had this resistance acting as support. That level is 21,483. Now, there is a possibility of a fake out down to that level, and then we come back up here. So if you are trying to play these charts on the 1 hour, be careful. But this is the daily, and you can see that we are still perfectly in this uptrend. Now, something that does concern me, though, even though we are in an uptrend, if we look at the horizontals, we are below this pivot right here, right, where we had this high. And, what we were doing was we were breaking through each one. We did hit some resistance here, which was expected, which we had done on all the previous ones. But now you could see, just looking at the red line, look at that. We're below it, right? We're below this pivot right here. So that I don't like, because that was an important level that we had to pay attention to. However, that being said as well, a lot of people are assuming that we have to go much lower. We do have a CME futures gap. I have talked about this, and there still is that possibility that we do close that at some point, okay? Which would probably change the structure. Yes, it would end up putting in, a lower low. But I just want to point something out right here, okay? What is this doing? It's sloping down like this, okay? What is this doing? It's coming down like this. There is a possibility that this comes all the way down, freaks people out, we close the gap, and we come down in this falling wedge pattern. Now, where did we see that falling wedge pattern previously? Right here, okay? And if you move to the 4 hour, you can see it even clearer, so you can see more candles, right? Boom, okay? Down here, bounce, right? Falling wedge pattern breakout. Possibility, right? So if we lose this structure, it looks like we could be potentially forming a falling wedge pattern. Now, obviously, breaking below, this level at around 20, well, it's a little different on every chart, but, the levels that we spoke about before, essentially around that sort of 21,465. This is based on Bitfinex, 21.3, depending. That would be the area where if you wanted to attempt to do the breakdown short, you could try it. Right now, we did just have that big move. So there is a possibility that we just maintain on this upward sloping trend. There is a possibility that we fall into the falling wedge pattern. But I do just want to point out, again, everyone would be running for the hills, saying that Bitcoin is dead, saying that it's over, the rally's over. But understand that we did pump 60%. We still have an upward sloping trend right here. So even if we had this falling wedge pattern, Bitcoin could literally get all the way back down, I'm not kidding, to like 18,900 and still be in an uptrend in a falling wedge pattern, and we could still have that breakout. So don't let this news get in your head just yet about everything that's been going on. It's not proven yet. As we could see on the lower time frames, we did get a green dot. There is the potential chance for that pop, but I do just want to let you guys know that as we go to the higher time frames, we're not getting that signal just yet. In fact, it looks like we could be putting in a larger wave. And if we go to the weekly, you could see that we're still curving over, right? So this ultimately does potentially suggest that even if we do have some crazy moves in the short term, Bitcoin may still attempt to retest some of those lower levels, right? And as I've been saying, I think that's a good thing. I think that we're going to see I think Bitcoin price will definitely probably be over 30,000 by the end of this year. But seeing a retest down, on this trend coming down here, I think that would be perfectly okay. I think it would be healthy. I wouldn't be upset. And of course, having a look at this daily, we are still in the red, on this MACD. So you still haven't seen the official crossover on that just yet. And something else just to point out, again, this would be sort of like a pretty bad case scenario, but like I said, this could take us all the way out to July. This is like the ultimate bore everyone scenario, right? Let's just bore the hell out of everyone in crypto. And, what if, we consolidated, freaked everyone out, came down to 19 here sometime in April, back up here, bounced around, and then came to this apex, and then boom, right? That would absolutely be crazy. So that's basically that. And I just wanted to end on some, why not throw in some Plan B hopium? According to him, the pace of adoption in which we are about to witness will be unprecedented for Bitcoin, accelerating it into the stratosphere, and Bitcoin could hit $10 million by 2028. He says if Bitcoin, I'm not kidding, that's what he says, 10 million, that's crazy. People thought I was crazy for saying that it might be 1 million in our lifetime. 10 million by 2028? I'll take it. That'd be crazy though. If Bitcoin adoption is now 1 to 5%, then we will enter the vertical of the S-curve next couple of years. On a log scale, this means more exponential growth until 50% adoption. Based on that model, short term, by the way, this is one heck of a range here. He says by 2025, which he believes will be the next top for Bitcoin, and I actually agree with that. I think 2025 is going to be the next top for Bitcoin. We could see Bitcoin anywhere between 100,000 to 1 million. Can you guys imagine $1 million Bitcoin in 2 years? Anything is possible. Quite unlikely in my view. And I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, but I don't think we're hitting $1 million in 2 years. But guys, that being said, thank you for coming back to the channel. I love you. Hope you're having a great day. Make sure you guys get subscribed. Follow me over on all my other socials in case you missed these updates. And if you do want to learn how to trade, definitely get on that bell notification because I do believe we're going to be seeing some alerts very, very soon. And I will keep you updated on that. But if you guys do want to trade, check out the tutorials below. $56,000 in bonuses. And make sure you check this video right here, right now. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.